Hello and welcome to Tea Amid Chaos, formerly Gen X and Zen, although I think it's more like beer amid chaos tonight. After my Christmas video, I was struck by how many people left comments saying they were dreading social gatherings, and it made me realise how lucky I am to not give a shit anymore. A few weeks back, my work organised two social events. One was a Saturday night drinks and the other was a bigger thing involving an overnight stay in a hotel. I said no to both. I like the people I work with, I just didn't fancy it. And I didn't want to make an excuse or say yes and then drop out at the last minute because something came up or I had a headache. That just sounds a bit naff, doesn't it? And what do you do the next time you're invited and the next time after that? So now I'm just honest. So I said, thanks, but no thanks. Nothing personal. Have a lovely time. It's just not my thing. I felt relieved and strangely liberated. I don't want to be down the pub being all sociable on a Saturday night or any night. By the time 9 o'clock comes round, I want to be in my PJs with my cheap little bottle of Aldi lager and a bowl of crisps, reading a book or watching something on YouTube or Netflix. That's where I want to be. Safe and warm and cosy in the fantastically boring life I've created for myself. I don't get FOMO, I get JOMO, the joy of missing out. Or how about Josh, the joy of staying home? Now look, if you're someone who thrives on going out and having a packed social calendar, that's great, have a blast. But if you're like me, if you love being home and feel relief when plans get cancelled, I'm here to remind you, you don't need to perform, feel guilty or apologise, and you don't even need to make excuses. Now, don't get me wrong, I do believe in some social graces, but unless it's a really special event for someone you truly care about, then sod it. You shouldn't feel obliged to go or lie about it. Maybe it's easier for me because I don't have kids, so I well and truly work socialising out of my system. And to be honest, I probably partied a little longer and harder than I should have done. I mean, I remember when my night was just getting warmed up at 10 o'clock, but that tailed off over time and nights gradually started and ended a little earlier, and eventually they just stopped being fun. Especially with the hangovers that get worse with age. The return on investment just isn't there anymore for a night out. So now I'm here in rural Ireland and 3 years on, it still feels like a novelty to enjoy quiet time in my own safe, cosy home where it's warm and comfortable and has everything I need. I mean, I don't get bored. I can easily fill the time just pottering around. Obviously I do YouTube, which involves a lot of writing and planning, and I love that part because it helps me get my thoughts in order. And possibly my guiltiest pleasure is what I just call the weird stuff. So that could be anything from cryptids to weird history to strange psychological phenomena. Honestly, nothing gives me greater pleasure than sitting in my nice warm bed with my lovely dog curled up next to me and my beer and my bowl of crisps and disappearing down a rabbit hole on some unsolved mystery. Now, with all of that said, there are some things that concern me, and I know this might sound hypocritical coming from someone who just spent the last few minutes celebrating staying at home, but society is becoming too isolated. And that's actually why I chose to work in a local physical workplace instead of continuing with online teaching, because even a hermit like me needs some real world face-to-face interaction. We're all in our separate little boxes now, scrolling and never really seeing each other for quality time. And that's not great for most people, especially young people who are learning to be adults in a world that's chronically online. I think the thing is, there's a difference between isolation and intentional solitude. Those of us over 40 are lucky enough to have worked and socialised before the world moved online. So we know how to talk to people. We've been out, we've done it, even if we felt shy and awkward sometimes. And now I say we've earned the right to stay at home in our comfy clothes if that's where we want to be. But if you're young, especially say under 30, I really think it's important to get out and socialise in real life settings, preferably without a phone in your hand. You haven't earned hermit privileges yet. And I guess for me, I'm just not someone who gets lonely. I have my little collection of people, wonderful friends I stay in touch with, and I just don't feel the need to expand that circle. But in the past, I would have said yes to everything, even the stuff I hated. Out of social obligation, I would have forced myself to go or made up some elaborate excuse. But more and more, I'm just being honest, which is that I'm busy living my best hermit life and completely happy being an unsociable old hag. So here's what I want you to hear. If home's where you're happiest, then enjoy it and own it without excuses or apology. So go on, get your comfy pants on, yes, those ones with the elasticated waist, and live your best hermit life. Meanwhile, I'll be diving down a rabbit hole of whatever weird shit the YouTube algorithm offers up tonight. And speaking of YouTube, I know I said a little while ago that I'd be uploading every 2 weeks this year, but I've had a bit of a rethink and I'm uploading weekly for now. So hit subscribe and remember to hit the notification bell if you want to keep up.